Hey guys! So today's video is just going to be a get ready with me. I have filmed a couple of videos between now and the last one that I uploaded, but I just wasn't a fan of them, honestly. So there have been a lot of changes in my life and the world. Yeah, I don't really want to get too much into it, but it's been a difficult time. It is, however, almost spooky season, which is my favorite time of year. And in honor of that, I'm going to be doing a more fall look. You could wear it any time of the year, I do, but kind of inspired by this nail color. It's like a burgundy, like a deep Ron burgundy. And yeah, I'm using the Sample Beauty, the Prodigy palette Jewel Toned Edition. This is my sister's, but it's just a beautiful palette, so I wanted to try it out myself. And then I have these lashes from Kiss I haven't tried before. They're the Lash Couture Max Out Edition. Sorry if my wrist is like scabby, it's healing. I can't decide if I want to grow my bangs out or not, so that's what's happening right now. But yeah. So I don't think I'm going to talk too much about the actual makeup I'm using or the methods. I don't think it's going to be very much of like a how-to, just kind of an update on everything. If you have been following me for a minute, then you probably know that I get really bad migraines like 90% of the time. And I've been trying a bunch of different things, you know, to get rid of them. I recently signed up for this app called Cove. I kept getting, or website, I kept getting ads about it on Instagram. So I decided to finally try it. And typically, like all of my other like brain doctors and regular doctors have recommended pills that are supposed to take the headache away when you get it, or the migraine, but nothing preventative. I was on a skin medicine for like a year that helped with my migraines, like lessen them to maybe once a month. But I had to stop taking that skin medicine just because of insurance. But anyway, that skin medicine, the reason they think it helped with the migraines is because it also had an effect on hormones. So because of that, we assumed my migraines were caused by like some hormone imbalance or whatever. Which makes sense because when I first started getting them, I was in recovery from an eating disorder, and I hadn't gotten my period in a really long time, so my hormones were all over the place, and I've had finally started getting it again, and that's when the migraines started. I was talking to my therapist just because, you know, she was asking me about food stuff because I've been having a rough time. I wouldn't say I relapsed or anything because I'm not like consciously doing any behaviors, but I don't really have much of an appetite. And I was explaining to her how certain foods just make me really nauseous and dizzy. And for the longest time I never really thought too much about it. I was just like, that's just how it is. Maybe it's too much sugar or whatever. Because my body always reacts weirdly to certain foods. And she kind of randomly was like, Google gluten intolerance, because it's not normal for you to be dizzy every time you have a bagel or pasta. And So I did. And I was reading through the symptoms of it, and literally every symptom is something that I have. Which is frustrating, because if that is the reason I've been getting migraines, like, why didn't like the neurologist know that? Because it's literally like one of the top causes of migraines. So I only found this out like a couple days ago, so I'm gonna try to do gluten-free for a month and see how I feel. But like, all the symptoms that I get, I'll tell you. So like, I get rashes all along my neck whenever I have a bagel or pasta. And then I get rashes like on my knees and on my arms that are like a bunch of little bumpies. Never thought anything of it. I was like, that's just my skin. I know some people have skin things where that happens. I was like, whatever. Never bothered me that much. And then another symptom, the biggest one for me, is the migraines. That's also like the biggest one that like affects my life in a major way. Now, I talked to another doctor about it on Cove, because they think it's possible that gluten is a trigger to migraines for me, but not the only cause of my migraines, because I can't say that every time I've had a migraine I also had a bagel for breakfast, you know? Sometimes that has happened, and I never thought anything of it. But because of all the other symptoms of the gluten intolerance, I'm thinking it's definitely a cause for some of my migraines. The fatigue all the time is a big one for me. I literally always feel like I could go to bed, but I can't fall asleep, which is another thing. Not being able to fall asleep or stay asleep is another sign, which is baffling to me. Like, I didn't know that was a thing. I'm kind of hoping that is the cause, because that's at least the cause for a lot of the migraines I get, because that would make it more manageable, you know? Like, if I can avoid gluten, which doesn't seem that hard for me, that's easier than taking a pill that might make me nauseous or whatever. But the reason I started telling the story is, so I started that Cove app, and so they recommended 2 pills. One is a pill I would take every day as like a preventative measure, and then the other one is a dissolvable one that I would take when I got a migraine, that would hopefully take the migraine away. I've never had a pill that actually took the migraine away, ever. I've always just had to kind of sit it out, or when I was in the hospital they gave me an IV of something, I forget what it was, but that helped. I don't have high hopes for the immediate relief pill, but a preventative pill I am willing to try, and it's not that expensive. It is and it isn't. Like, I'm not one to spend money on things. I don't like to. I'm very cheap. But if you're someone who has chronic pain, then you know you're kind of willing to do absolutely anything to get rid of it. So $30 a month for a daily preventative pill, if it works, that's fine with me. That is totally fine with me. I'm going to try both, I think, for now. Well, okay, so I think I decided I'm not gonna try the pills till I see how I do without gluten. And then I'll go from there. So if the gluten has no effect on my migraines, then I will for sure just go straight to the pills. and I'll try the preventative one and the relief one, but I'm imagining that I'll probably only take the preventative one because the relief ones have never worked for me. Anyway, each pill is $30 for a 30 count, which is about a month for me because I get migraines almost every day. My average, I think, is 21 days a month, or 24. So I don't know. I have a little tracker for it. Yeah, it's just like a glimmer of hope for me because these migraines are like, if you have them, you know they can be they are debilitating, and like, I only have so many sick days at my job, and I don't get vacation time. Like, it's all wrapped up in one. So I'd rather be able to take days off and like enjoy them instead of having to take days off because I can't move because I'm in pain. If that makes sense. Fingers crossed that at least one of these things works. But yeah, the Cove thing was really interesting. I was unsure how it would work because I know head-related medical things are pretty serious, but they have you do these little videos to make sure you don't have like motor skills issues that could be a sign of like a stroke or something else going on. And they ask you a ton of questions, and you know, based on your answers, they'll ask you even more follow-up questions. Like, it was very thorough, and I felt confident with my doctor's recommendations on the website because of all the questions that she asked me. I'm not sponsored by them. They don't know I'm doing this. If you have migraines or headaches, I would recommend checking it out because I know it could feel kind of hopeless, you know? But yeah, so I have a couple of things to try. But how annoying would it be if all this time I could have just avoided gluten and not been in pain? Like, if that's the cause. It just blows my mind. I understand that doctors, you know, they've got a lot to learn and like keep in their brain, and they can't remember it all, but why wouldn't an allergy test be like something you want to do? You know? It was never recommended. On a slightly lighter note, I guess, I don't know if I've mentioned I'm back in school to you guys yet. I think I have, but I am. It's something I've mentioned many times, like probably from the start of making this channel. I've always been interested in working with animals. Some of you probably know I used to be a groomer, and I used to be a veterinary assistant. And there's nothing like not being allowed to work for a couple of months because of the virus, and then having to go back to your job to make you realize how miserable you are in your current job. And like, I like most of the people I work with. The company is doing some things I don't agree with, but I'm just glad I finally took the steps to get out of the world I'm in now and do something that I'm happy with. Because when I was doing those things, like a veterinary assistant or grooming, I was never, like, when I woke up I wasn't like, wow, I want to die, I don't want to go to work today. Unless I didn't feel good, of course. But like now, I have work tomorrow and I want to die, you know? So anyway, I'm doing school for veterinary technician, which is basically a nurse for the animals. There's a licensing test and all of that. Like, it's different than a veterinary assistant because you can actually do things A veterinary assistant, you kind of just are there. I know some states you can do a little bit more, but in New York, if you want to do the stuff that I want to do, you need to have your license. So that's what I'm working towards. I'd say I'm halfway done with my first semester. And I'm enjoying it. I'm doing really well. School has always been something that like was my thing. I just like to learn, so I was really nervous because it's been so long since I've been in school that I was like, what if I don't know how to like retain information or anything anymore? But I've been doing pretty well, and I'm proud of myself for actually starting, because there's always a reason to not do something, and unfortunately that's kind of how I've been living my life, is like telling myself, well, this reason is why you shouldn't and this reason's why you shouldn't. But I've recently been trying to put myself first more than I have in the past. So because of that, like, some sad things have happened, but there are things that have needed to happen for me and the other people involved. Like, it's just for the best, and I shouldn't have to make excuses for other people treating me badly. Like, I'm sure some of you can relate, but like, I was always defending people for not being great, and that's like dumb, you know? If you feel like you're not getting what you need and all of that, and you've tried, then you've done all you can do, and it's kind of time to move on. And it's sad, but it is for the best for everyone, because otherwise, like, you'll start resenting the people who aren't treating you great, and it's just not fun. So I've been like trying to stand up for myself more in really every relationship in my life, and it's definitely had a positive impact on me mentally, I think, which is cool. Like, some decisions have had to be made that I thought I was going to be crushed about, and I was like, oh, I'm not going to be able to go to work this week, I'm going to be so sad, and all this stuff. And it's sad, but I'm okay. And I think that's cool. I like this palette. It is one of those palettes that you have to build, which I don't mind. I'm doing a very basic look. I really want to introduce you guys to my rats. Again, it's been so long since I uploaded that I don't remember what I've told you guys. But I do have 3 rats, and they're little angels. I know some people are very grossed out by that, and that's fine. I don't care. But yeah, I do plan on showing you them. So they're all males, which is the first time I've had male rats. I usually get females. And they're all love bugs, but they're all so different. So I have Stuart. He is a dwarf, and he's mainly white with like a little bit of gray on his head. And he is my very thick boy. He's a bully to the others. Like, he will steal treats when I hand them out. He'll get his and then take everyone else's. He's gotten in a fight with my biggest boy, who's a regular sized rat, because of this. And if you have rats, you know, like, you can't get involved in that stuff. They need to figure out who's going to be the dominant one themselves. So they did that, and it's been okay since. I haven't seen much fighting after their little battle, so that's good. And then I have Herbert. Herbert, I call my little crack addict. He is also a dwarf. He's a Dumbo ear dwarf, and he just doesn't want to sit still, which is fine, but it's funny because I'll open the cage and like let it rest on something, and I'll have my arm up, and he'll run up my arm and go all around my neck and back down the other arm in circles, like over and over again. Whereas Stuart just wants to hang out, like he'll climb up and sleep on my neck, which is really sweet. So yeah, he's my crack addict. He's very curious though, like he's skittish, but will come right up to you after freaking out. So he'll run up to you if you sneeze or something, he's horrified, but he'll come right back. He's like, wait, it's you. And then I have Chonk, who is my regular sized rat. He has Dumbo ears and he is a fawn color. He's also a pretty big boy. He's not as chunky as Stuart is, but he's a pretty big boy. He is the most shy. Alright, so I put lashes on and did my lip off camera because I could barely talk when I do those things. So now I'm going to do highlight and blush. And I was talking about my boys. So, like I was saying, Chonk is my really shy boy. He's the biggest one, but he's the most afraid. He wants love though, like you can see it in his eyes, and he bruxes when I come home. He's like gets very excited, and he'll run up to me, but then I'll pet him, and after a little bit he's like, I don't know how I feel about this, and we'll run away. Sweetie pie. I haven't gotten to like fully cuddle him as much as I've been able to with the other ones, but it's only been a couple months, and I don't want to rush him. He will eat out of my hand and stuff, and he's definitely become way more comfortable with me than he was in the beginning. So that's good. Let's see. The other thing I wanted to talk about that some of you probably don't care about is The Sims 4. So I'm a big fan of The Sims. I like to build, I like to play. I don't play like I used to because The Sims 4 has some issues that they won't address. Like babies, like skin tones, like generations in general should have been something that was with the base game, in my opinion, because that's what the game is. I know a lot of people play to build, and that's what I've been doing lately, but that's not what drew me to the game. And now they came out with this pack for Star Wars. I like Star Wars. I think the world looks really cool, but no part of me wants to play Star Wars in The Sims. That's not why I play The Sims. I get they're doing it like it's kind of like a cross promotion, and it probably will bring a little bit more of a fan base to The Sims, who only really care about Star Wars, and that's fine. I get it on that end, but I feel like there are a lot of things that have been ignored in the game that should have been a priority before this. And hopefully when the game comes out, they release a lot of stuff in like a free patch update, because that's when a lot of stuff lately has been coming out that we've been asking for. But I, like a lot of other people, am disappointed that this is where they put their energy lately. And also, like, it does look cool. I'm not one for mission-based things in The Sims like Strangerville, but they clearly put a lot of effort and energy into this pack, which is cool, but it shows that you can do it, and you haven't been doing it for other packs. So I'm like, come on. I get that you want a wider audience for The Sims and you're trying to reach out and get them, but what about the people who play the game who are frustrated now? Yeah. But aside from that, I love The Sims, and I've been doing a lot of build challenges. I'm gonna start filming them. I just think they're fun to watch, and if you are also interested in that stuff, then I'll leave a link down below when I do create that channel. I like doing all sorts of challenges in The Sims, legacy challenges, build challenges, whatever you can think of. I've done them on my own. I don't know why this lash looks so much different than that one. Anyway, that's kind of all I had to talk about today. I do want your opinion. Not that it will matter, because you guys usually disagree with me in the end, but I'm trying to decide if I should grow my bangs out. I know I haven't uploaded a ton with the bangs, but they have been with me for a while, and I don't know how I feel about it. So today I parted them and swooped them to the side. If I do keep the bangs, they'll stay like this, or I'll swoop them all the way to the side when I have my hair half up, half down, or parted to the left. But yeah, this is what I'm rocking right now. I did cut my hair a good inch. I always try and grow my hair out, but then I also dye it back and forth between blonde and black, and so it gets dead. But now it is feeling so healthy, and I don't know if I want to grow it out. I almost want to cut it shorter and have like a really sleek bob. I don't know, because I like long hair, and I like the idea of having very long, like Morticia Addams type hair, but I don't know if it suits me, because I always end up going back to this, and I really like this. So I'm gonna put some jewelry in because I want to, and then I guess that will be it for my look. Also, I did my liner how I used to, like it's a little more upwards instead of out. I'm just trying to embrace the roundness of my eyes instead of trying to make them look straighter, because I just don't think it's very flattering on my face, especially when I smile. In pictures, when I have the liner like that, when I smile, it's even more straight, and I just look, especially with the bangs, it just look very like line, line, line. So, all not important information, but I felt the need to share. So I will be right back. These hoops are gigantic, but I kind of dig it with the short hair. I never really wore them when my hair was a little bit longer and I had the extensions in. I just felt like it made me look kind of like a mom. And usually short hair, I know for the most part, girls will be like, oh, I feel like a soccer mom, but I feel less like a soccer mom when my hair is like this. These are like really cheap earrings. I think they're cute though. Also, without bangs, I can do my brows again, which I haven't done in a long time, and I forgot how much I like having my brows done. But yeah, that's it for today's chit chat. Get ready with me. I hope you guys enjoyed. If there's anything going on in your life, we can talk about it down below. I'm always down to chat with you guys. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have an amazing day.